Welcome back to another video, or the continued series of where to place this microphone at. So if you've been keeping up with my videos the last couple of days, every video has been in a different position, and I'm trying to get it as less obtrusive as possible. Now it's completely on the back side of my desk, and so far I think this is kind of been the most obtrusive. I don't know. We'll play with it like this for a little while. I got a number of videos that I plan on doing, and so I get a chance to play with it in a couple of different places. Before we go any further, please, if you can help me out, make sure you press like in this video. Again, it doesn't really mean that you really like the video, but all the projects that I have tagged underneath in the description stuff gets pushed out to the algorithm, and it gets exposure. And if you're in any of these projects, it helps it out. Also, don't forget I have a live on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Also hit the bell notification, because there's times I come out with quick videos that, are very important, stuff that just recently come up, and I would hate for any of y'all to miss it. So this is gonna be a little bit of a different video. I have two different videos. I was kind of contemplating putting both of these together, but they're two completely different matters. But this is videos not really about projects related, but just about some different things kind of going on in crypto or in my life or anybody's life. I mentioned in a recent video that I have gained a very good amount of weight. This is probably the most I have weighed, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. I'm not going to tell you the number, but most I've weighed in probably about 10, 15 years. Part of it is I'm nowhere as active as I used to be. Going hunting recently, having to walk up a hill over the weekend, I thought I was going to pass out and die, and just call my cardiologist, who's on standby all the time. Kind of makes you wonder about what happens to, everything. Some people have wills and that kind of stuff like that, but you never hear anybody talk about crypto. So, that has been on my mind, in addition to some of the things that are going on in crypto right now. Just a lot of complaining with projects that are coming out that are recently getting released and stuff like that. But again, I didn't want to do both videos, so I'm going to split this into two videos. I'm going to do this video real quick. It's not going to be a long video. I know y'all gonna really think there's something wrong with me health-wise if I don't do a video that's 35 minutes long. But I'm going to do a video about this subject, and I'm going to do a video about my thoughts and are we getting spoiled in crypto. I kind of let off a little bit of that about that last night in last night's Monday night video. Every Monday, for those who are new here, every Monday I go through, and it takes about an hour and a half now, but I go through every project that we're in. I like to do videos and discuss projects that I am in, because it's only a fair way to be able to talk about it. So while I was in the gym, I went to the gym tonight for the first time in months. When I first started doing YouTube a while back, a little more than a year ago, I was in the gym a lot. But the more I concentrated on YouTube and crypto and projects and different things like that, when I was done with work, I would work on that kind of stuff, and then come home and work on this stuff. And, you quit going to the gym because that takes an hour of your time after work, and you got YouTube and that kind of stuff. And then next thing you know, you're sitting here eating at this desk while you're sitting here looking up your crypto stuff and your discords, because there's so many discords now to keep up with all these different projects. And hey, at my age, the weight comes back very easily, and you don't get rid of it like you used to years ago. Years ago, I could sit there and just think about starting to lose weight and dieting, and it seemed like the pound would shut off. Now I'm about to have a coronary in the gym, and I can't lose a pound to save my life. But I went back for the first time tonight and strictly did some cardio type stuff, and I about died. And then I'm thinking to myself, if I did, I've had some heart issues in the past. For those who have been here with me long enough, I had to go to cardiologist, do some stress tests and stuff last year. And I just thought, if something did happen to me, even if it's not at the gym, let's say that on my way home, somebody wrecks into me, not even my fault, something happens to me. I've lost some friends in some freak accidents. I've had friends who lost some children in some freak accidents. And sometimes you never know when your time's going to come. I hope to be able to live to be 120, 130 years old. You know, I don't want to ever be without my kids or anything like that. And the thought of that gives me anxiety. But um, if something did happen, what would happen to my crypto? We don't really talk, we talk about keeping crypto secure and, from the bad guys looking in through the windows or something like that, trying to peek into your wallets. I've did videos in the past on trying to keep your accounts secure and passwords and 2FA, and also that you're always getting these emails from look just like Coinbase or crypto.com. And, unless you press the email address, you don't really know who it's from or not. I got one, now I guess I should have saved it, but for this video, but I got one. Actually, it was a text message. I'd never really got a text message before, but I do stuff on Coinbase, and when you want to move the stuff, I DCA every week, if not every week, every other week. I DCA into 4 or 5 tokens every time I tell you all that, and every time it seems like every time I have to move that token into my more secure wallet, I use like Exodus or something like that. It sends me a text message. Well, today I get a text message saying, here's your code, whatever like that, and it looks identical. Even the same wording that crypto.com uses. And then you get a little bit thing after that says, if you didn't request this, call this number. And I had to look twice at it. Now, I'm not stupid enough to call anybody and give them any of my password stuff like that. But, we talk about keeping that kind of stuff secure. But what do you do if you pass away? My wife knows nothing about crypto. She knows everything to her, like I'm sure like a lot of y'all spouses, or if y'all ladies are watching, maybe even your husbands, don't know nothing about crypto. They think everything's Bitcoin. Just like, down here in the South, every soft drink is a Coke. You go out to eat, hey, would you like a tea or a Coke? I'd like a Coke. Okay, what kind? Diet Coke. You're on an airplane. You need a drink, a Coke or something. Yeah, okay, what do you want? Sprite. Everything down here is a Coke. I know. First time when I was a teenager, I went to St. Louis because I'm a huge Cardinals fan. Went to St. Louis and then flew to my uncle's house. And they said, do you want to pop? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to pop me. What are you talking about, lady? No, no, no. Do you want a soft drink? Oh, you mean a Coke? Okay, you want Coke? No, no, no. I don't want Coke. I want something else. My point I'm getting with that is my wife thinks everything's Bitcoin. I got 2 teenage kids. My son's going off to college. Oh, Jesus, in about 6, 7 months. I can't handle that. My son's my best friend. And, he's graduating high school. I had to get him a truck. My daughter is driving now, and she does travel softball or softball in high school and that kind of stuff like that. They're working on going to the gym. She needs a vehicle. It's always, something going on. And my wife's like, when your Bitcoin hits, we need to get this done. When your Bitcoin, it ain't crypto, it ain't Wingbits, it ain't Entropy. It's not, name the project, Soarchain or whatever. It's always, or Chirp. Um, it's always when your Bitcoin hits, everything's Bitcoin. So to her, if something happened to me, she'd be trying to figure out how to get Bitcoin, which of all my holdings, Bitcoin's probably one of my smallest. I only got a couple $100. I'm going to tell y'all also, people who are watching this video, just before in case they start thinking I got all this, I've told you on several videos, I don't hold a lot of crypto. Yes, I have been DCAing in since last bull market into Cardano and Atom and Solana, especially when Solana went down to $8 to $10 with the FTX fiasco. I was loading up on it. But to sit here and say I have, a lot of thousands, 50, 100, 150,000 of crypto. No, a lot of my capital was put into projects. And that's why I want to see a lot of these projects that we get into succeed. So before anybody gets any ideas, or anything like that, I'm going to tell y'all, and some people might get offended by this. And some people, if you're in America, you might understand this, but in the South, we love our guns. And, they joke that, live in Texas or Mississippi, you're born with a gun when you come out the womb. And, our families know how to use it. Some people might get offended by that. Some people might say, America and their guns, that's just the way it is. We own guns and we own bullets and we own a lot of both of them. And they got people who, even though I have a safe full of them, people who make me look well underarmed, if that makes sense. So we protect this house. Um, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't have cold storage. So breaking in my house and trying to steal a USB drive or whatever, I don't have cold storage. I don't. To me, I don't own enough. And this is very bad. This is a bad precedent I'm sending. And I hate to keep rambling on about this, but this is just a general BS kind of video. I don't own. To me, I don't own, in my eyes, enough crypto or at the value of it right now to warrant the pain in the butt part of a cold storage. Now, this is very like, but if y'all ask me, hey, what's the most, the best way to store crypto? I'm gonna tell y'all, cold storage. You know, Treasure Wallet, one of those like that. I had I'm working out a host agreement right now as we speak in middle of Missouri, with a guy who lives in middle of Missouri, and it was a friend of a friend. Without trying to get too deep into it, I had a host in the south part of Missouri. He ended up selling the guest house that he was going to put this at. So he sends me to his friend. I say, hey, you know anything about crypto? Yeah, I know a little bit. I own about $50,000 worth of XRP. I'm like, okay. He says, I bought it at the lowest. Somebody told me to buy a bunch of it, and I threw it. Wasn't even that much money, but again, it was like a 35, 40 cents. It was like really at the bottom. And I'm like, okay, where are you holding that? On the exchange that he has it, $50,000 on an exchange. I'm like, dude, you must be crazy. If something happens to your sign in for that exchange, if something happens to that exchange, look at FTX. If anything happens to that exchange that you have it on, I don't want to say what it is because I don't want nobody to think that I'm slandering a certain exchange or not, but it's not Coinbase. It's an actual CEX type trading platform. I'm like, well, what do you think I need to keep it at? And I gave about 5 or 6 different options, you know, hot wallet, cold wallet. But he said, where's the both? I'm not touching it for years until, with Trump and all this new legislature coming. I'm like, get a Treasure wallet or Ledger wallet, cold storage it. But again, I don't do that. So there's no reason for somebody to come to my house to try to get a Ledger wallet. And then they can have the passwords. So, I've also told a story that I got into um, helium mining back in 2020, and I tell the same story over and over. So I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but um, I got in with 2 buddies, and these 2 buddies, well, guys don't keep a lot of friends. My wife and I were talking about that earlier. We don't have a lot of friends. Um, Guys seem to not hold on to friends as long. Some of us do, or there's a few that we will, but these 2 guys, even though we've moved 3 times to different cities, we've always followed each other. Just happened to be like that. And we've been friends since 2nd grade, which I know I'm aging myself, but that was the early 80s. And we're still friends to this day. We chat every day in our group text about crypto and stuff like that. So I'm telling them, hey, I'm at this gym. I'm dying right now. I've been going to the gym. Again, I'm going to age myself, but since junior high school, which was the late 80s, I think I did more wear and tear on my body with going to the gym on and off all those years. And I'm trying to do cardio and stuff, and I'm dying hurting. And like I said, it just dawns on me that, like, what the hell's going to happen? Me and my buddies, we've talked about having some type of meeting and kind of, we trust each other enough that maybe we need to change, give each other passwords or at least tell us how to access this kind of stuff, because my wife wouldn't know what the first thing to do. And that's what this video is about. Is I do videos and I do my lives and stuff like that where I present these questions and ideas and stuff, and I like to hear what y'all's feedback is. 'Cause that's the only way we're gonna learn. I don't know everything. I might know some things about some of these deep pin projects, but on stuff like this, I was even gonna bring up taxes, but taxes could go into a whole different meaning. And I've learned from looking at Twitter and videos and discords and stuff, Americans. 'Cause I'm not even going to talk about the other countries, because I can't talk about any kind of tax with the other country because I don't know how they work. But even here in America, people have interpreted taxes wrong. So I totally X'd out the whole tax idea, because I will never try to give tax advice or even have people give tax advice on this channel, because I watched one the other day from somebody, and he said he was a tax person. But then I talked to somebody else who's also a tax person who said that person's completely wrong. So, how do you prepare If something happens to you, you know, there's a part of me and my friends were discussing that we would share a third of our 12 words or 24 words with each other. You know, if it's a 12-word password for this Phantom wallet, I would keep 8 words. They would keep 8 words. The other guy would keep 8 words. If it's a 24-word wallet, I think like Soarchain them had 24 words. You know, I'd keep 8 words or whatever, and he'd keep the other person keep 8 words. I'd keep 8 words, and then they'll be in 24. I don't know if I said earlier 4, but anyway, you get my drift. Like, is that the more secure way? You know, or you know, right now I have my 12 words in a secret spot that's not on this house location. And again, if I died tomorrow, nobody would find it. Nobody would find it. And I don't know if I even want to tell anybody. That's why, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know if my friends would even know what websites to go into to try to get any of my stuff or do anything with it. So that's just what this video is about. I know I'm just rambling on, and sometimes y'all used to that. I can see the timer; it's going. I said it wouldn't be more than 30 minutes. I will finish this and edit it, so it's not that long. But I want to know what y'all's plans are. You know, I guess you would call it estate planning. You know, you do estate planning if you have a lot of stocks or a lot of money, a lot of property, I guess. Um, they don't have estate planning for crypto, or do they? I mean, I might just not know. But I want to know is, you know, with this bull market coming up, I still say, despite how some people feel about the president, hey, I'm not a big fan of him either. Um, but for the first time ever, we're gonna have the perfect storm coming in for a great bull run. We're gonna have legislature that's positive. We're gonna have an SEC that's positive towards crypto. We're gonna have rates eventually falling. You're hoping the economy is going to get better. It might not be. You know, I'm watching people on. I can't. Sometimes I think TikTok should have stayed banned, but I'm seeing these people already attacking Trump because how come groceries are still so high? How come this is still going on? And he froze this. The man's been the president for 7 days. 7 days. You know, your president had 4 years and couldn't and made things worse. So, you know, I don't know. I think my point is, I think with this perfect storm coming, yes, I don't have enough value right now in my crypto to get a Trezor wallet. My hope is that by the time this bull run comes, I better have it in the Trezor wallet, because I think I keep saying none of this is ever financial advice, and I guess I need to put my little scrolling image. So I don't want to get attacked again about tokens and telling people to buy projects and getting rid of projects and stuff like that. There's my little disclaimer. You know, I've already said it's not financial advice. I've already said, you know, the usual spiels. You know, like the video if you happen to still be here. That always helps more than anything. But you know, I don't know what the game plan should be at this point. So I'm asking y'all, what is y'all's plans for if something happened tomorrow? I know majority of y'all, even talking to y'all in group chats and different things like that, your spouse is nowhere involved. You know, if you even have a spouse, you could be divorced, living that great bachelor life, you know, and then you might be even a worse predicament than I am. I don't know. Luckily I got two friends that I really, really, really trust. Um, they both got way more money than I got, because our careers went a different route. But you know, one guy I consider my best friend. Like I said, you know, probably since second grade, and you know, he even had a kid that passed away about 2, 3 years ago. And I mean, try to be right by his side and talk to him through it and everything. And it was a horrible thing that, in it made me a better parent to slow down. And times when I got aggravated with my kids, I slowed down. Or first day of schools, last day of schools, different things like that made me appreciate it more because of what he went through. And I've told him that. And he's told me how he's felt about certain things. We have that kind of relationship as two, even though we're two guys, and you don't see that a lot. It's not cool to say that. I would trust him with my password, but I wouldn't want to put the burden of giving him all 12 words. Crypto people are toxic. And I understand. I love all my 27,000 plus followers I have. But that's something that I learned when we were involved in a previous project, and that person in charge of that said, crypto people are extremely toxic. And I sit there and watch these discords and watch these people lose their, you know what, their shit over a token price, or they didn't get a airdrop to want, and they lose it. I mean, they wish death on people, you know, and it's maybe just because I'm not hip to how things work this day, you know, but when you tell people you need to go dead yourself in stupid slang like that, or unalive yourself, that's not normal. And my point is, people in crypto will, and look, it ain't just crypto. I'm sure they got people in stocks that do that. I'm sure they got people who ain't involved in any kind of income or investments that are like that. Don't get me wrong. But my point is, you still have to take precautions. And even like the 2 or 3 giveaways I did, I had to go and lie about my address because the post office shipper wanted me to use my address. And I didn't want to use my address, but I didn't have a choice. So I'm like, okay, I'll put an address on there for you. And I hope it never got shipped back because, you know, I would have never found out. But it sucks that these days you have to take this kind of precautions. You know, I have a wife and 2 children here. I say children, my son's bigger than me, in better shape than I am too. But still, I'd give my life for him. You know, if somebody comes through my front door thinking they coming to get me because I've gotten some heated arguments. Y'all know I don't take much stuff. I ain't the one. I always say that. And when people start arguing with me, I ain't gonna be like some YouTubers that go cower away. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I say it in Discord and that kind of stuff like that. And if somebody ever wants to find out my address and come through that front door, he ain't walking out the front door. And I hate to make those kind of claims, but I feel like I have to because of the state that the world we live in today. You've seen these other YouTubers who've had these horror stories or have these same concerns, or people who are constantly telling me in private message, dude, you have to watch what you say. You have to watch what your background is because people can figure out where you live at. They're going to have a very bad day because at the very least, they're going to jail for trespassing. They're not getting a warning. We don't deal with warnings down here. You're going to jail. I don't play like, I'm not playing with the safety of my family, my kids. So, you know, but you still have to take these precautions that if something happens to me, what do I do with my crypto? What are y'all going to do with your crypto? This is stuff I think with this bull market, we have to start worrying about. So tell me what y'all doing. You know, do you think my idea of splitting up my 12 or 24 words or even password logins between 1 or 2 friends is the right way to handle it? You know, I don't know. You know, telling them, you know, this is on Phantom and this is like, even my Phantom though, I got 7 different Phantom accounts because every time there's a new project, I don't like to mix my projects. Entropy's on one. BitHarvest tokens on another one. Useless brick. I just joined Junk Coin. Had to make another one. You know, Irwin. I had to make another one. My Phantom, my Helium stuff is on another one. There's times where I can't even keep up with all my 12 words and stuff. And every now and then I get I get paranoid and I have to go to my little secret spot, find all my little documents that I have, and make sure I have all my 12 words because I'm so afraid that if I lose this thing right here, where some of my stuff is, do I have what I need to recover that? And if something happens to me, God forbid, in this, my friends have they have no idea where to start. So I know this went longer than I wanted to, and I'm hoping some of y'all stayed with me this whole time. Please like the video. Please give me y'all input, and tell me what y'all think. Tell me give me y'all's honest feedback. Do you think this is something I'm paranoid about for no reason? And you know, I don't know. You know, or maybe it's something that nobody wants to discuss. I'm the only one that and I shouldn't be discussing this on YouTube. But hey, it makes for a good video, and I think it makes for good thought. So, all right, I'm gonna go do another video in a little while, and I'm sure that one's gonna be some fireworks because that I think is gonna upset some people. But hey, it wouldn't be me if it wasn't. So, Got a bunch of videos to do. I have notes right here of videos that I need to get done about different things that are going on. So different updates with videos, and again, this other video I want to do. So we got videos stacked up between the night, tomorrow night, Thursdays are live, and then this weekend the hunting season's over, so we can be doing more videos and more projects, and hopefully setting up some new projects I'm looking at. I did a video last night and said I'm starting to run out of test net. I got, when I started, all my stuff was in test net and only 1 or 2 main nets. Now I'm back. Now I'm opposite. Almost everything's in main net. I got like 2 projects now in test net. So I'm looking at 2 more projects right now that I'm probably going to add to that test net stack. Well, I say test net. Somebody's telling me it's in main net, so I don't know. That's it. I'm gonna shut up. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you give me a like. Give me y'all feedback. This video is for y'all's feedback. I want to hear what y'all say, and we'll figure it out from there. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next video in a little while.